Okay, good evening, and it's nice for you all to join us this evening. I guess I want to start by telling you one of the things that got me into astrology was the lunar cycle. I always wondered how I felt, why I felt the way I did, and I found that following the phases of the new moon to the full moon, was a very significant factor in my emotional well-being and that of what was going on with the people around me. Observing and using the lunar cycle is a great tool to help you understand the way you feel. For example, your emotions to run high on and before the full moon. I used to say following the lunar cycle is like having your personal, well, it is like having your personal GPS. And I used to say it's like having your own AAA triptych, but no one has a AAA triptych anymore. We all have GPSs. In fact, most of us have two GPSs, one in the car, one of our phone, and we're always ready to go. See which one gives us the best route. The moon, the cycles of the moon has many, many practical uses in addition to enjoying a beautiful full moon. You can control your weight with the lunar cycle. You can plan surgery, plan a trip, begin a new adventure, had a very touchy, dreaded conversation with someone, picking the right time to talk with them. Buy or sell property. It's especially helpful in real estate, actually. I have several realtors who are clients that consult with me on that. So the lunar cycle is one of the most practical things, astrologically speaking, that you can use. You can maximize your energy by planning your daily activities as the moon travels through each phase and each cycle of the moon. The moon is a planet of feeling. It governs your instincts, your emotions, your subconscious mind, and your imagination. The moon is the way you feel inside. The sun is the way you reflect outside. That's your light. The moon represents the more subliminal patterns, not necessarily the ones that you show openly to other people. When you're acting rationally, you're acting your sun sign. You're acting emotionally, you're acting your moon sign. That's why that we say that people who have a strong moon are very intuitive. That's one of the things that was noted in Edgar Casey's chart. Some people tend to be more emotional than others. People that have a lot of water in their chart, people that have a perhaps a full moon. So one of the things that I want to start with is the actual lunar cycle. And as we're approaching the full moon, I think this is really a good time to be talking about it. If you look at the new moon, new moon is always the time that you want to plant the seed, set your intention, put the things that you really want to manifest in your life, or that you want to attract in your life. That is your that's the energy that you want to portray on that new moon. Then the first, actually the first 90 degrees is the crescent moon. The 0 to 45 is the new moon. 45 to 90 degrees is the crescent moon. And that's still the initiation cycle. That's still when you're planning, when you're thinking about when you're starting those projects, beginning what you want to do. Then as you get to the 90 degree, which is the first quarter, that's when you've made your commitment, I guess, to what you want to do. And then as the moon moves on to waxing, and it's starting to gets larger, the energy is building up. And when it comes to the actual full moon, that's when you see the manifestation of what you've been waiting for. The seeds that you've been planting can come to harvest, come to fruition. It's not always the same full moon that happened that month. It might be a new moon that you planted the seeds 2 months ago, and you see the manifestation of that come at this time. So then you go into the full moon, and then you start the waxing moon. The moon starts to disseminate, and as it's going through its cycle, when you get to the last quarter of the moon, which is the waning crescent, and you get into more of the balsamic stage. A few days before the new moon, we call balsamic, like the vinegar, because there's no light. I sort of look at that too as a retrograde cycle. When the moon is balsamic, I think, it's not really a good time to start something. It's a time to finish. It's a time to complete those projects that you've been perhaps putting off, and your energy level isn't too good either. I find that I used to be in sales in my other life, before I was in astrology more full time. And I used to do a lot of marketing. I was in hotel business. And I noticed that I never could reach anybody on the phone on the dark of the moon. I never sent out flyers. I never used to do things by mail in those days. I never did anything that I wanted to have longevity. That's when you do your homework, or in the dark of the moon. I think in some way, shape, or form in marketing, we're all doing something that we want to share with people. So better to share on the new moon, I think, than on the dark of the moon. So the moon has wonderful variation.